Well, good morning. Hey, Jonathan, you got a copy of this book? Did I get you a copy of this book?
I don't think so. No,
All right. It's good.
I can order it on Amazon.
Yeah, let's see. Hold on one second. I got to do something. Um, it's a great book. I'm going to come back to it in a second. I got to get somebody a number here real quick. But, like that here. Me. Da-da-da. I have two computers now at my desk, and now I got my keyboard set up. I got a fancy one that will let me switch between the two computers, but doesn't always work. Or I'm using the wrong one. But that's life, man. It is Monday morning. This is what we do. There you go. All right, got that done. All right, cool. Anyway, I was just suggesting that Michelle and I were talking. I picked up this book here not too long ago.
Who wrote it?
It's Jeffrey Gittimore.
Gilmore? Okay.
Yeah, and I would say try and get the one that's got the social media strategies.
The social media what?
The social media strategies.
Okay.
Because they've got a number of different versions that are older and don't have that in there, but I think it's it's kind of cool that we should. But anyway, great book. And what I like about it, and I'm going to show you here, and I'm going to refine the page that I just was on, is it tends to be pretty good. I call it good framing, good layout. So it's easy to read. It's very good on this stuff about how you do it. But we have done so many books over the years, and I almost feel negligent that we don't do more books, because such a formative time for us when we got started. And like I said, I recently came across this book, and we've both been kind of reading through it. But like, I'm going to go to just one chapter here, and I think it's this kind of like is what helps set the tone for everything, right? It's a little chapter called "Make a Sale on Monday." It does wonders for your week. It's like, get up. First thing you should be doing is let's get a sale under our belt. Whatever we got to do, let's just make sure we're going to do it, right? Just set an appointment. Like if you're setting appointments ahead of time, he says like set appointments early Monday morning. Like just go ahead and get it done, right? And we all know this. Like we've all had like weeks where we've been out there and we're down to the like last 2 to 3 appointments and haven't made a sale. We know how that feels. I think everybody has that feeling, right? But if we flip the story on it, flip the book on it a little bit and go, all right, hey, let's look at it this way. Let's try and get our first sale done. Get that pop, get that. I like watching the stock market, and they got those little peaks and stuff, and they come down, peaks and come down. I think that's how we all are, right? Like if you don't get out there and make that first sale and get out there and do it, where are you going to go? So my first thought today is, let's get our first sale done today. Kicking off our week. And he says a lot of things like, look, there's a lot of companies start off Monday mornings with sales meetings like us. And at 9 o'clock, what are we going to do? We're going to talk about the sales from last week. But I'm going to tell you between now and that 9 o'clock morning, 9 o'clock show or call, what are we doing? What are we doing? Right. And here's another thing. And if you jumped on early enough, you heard me playing some hype music this morning. And this is something I've been on the road a lot. But it's kind of like learn something. If you're not going to make that first sale, let's also get in learning something new, right? Let's do something that motivates us. I think that if we start off our mornings with the songs, or I've always been a big music person, so if you start off with the songs that kind of inspire us and get us going, that to me is the thing that says let's get rocking and rolling, right? And And if that's not your gig, then bring out a book. Like Michelle said, she likes to read through this on Monday mornings just to get a little boost. And it's all the little tricks. It's all the little tricks that we got to do, right? Here's another couple of things I think that's interesting for how you work this business, how you work any business in sales, actually. He goes, make at least 5 appointments for the rest of the week. So no matter where you're at today, add 5 more, if that makes sense. Some of us may be 10 more, or a number maybe just 2 more, but also today commit to adding more appointments for yourself this week, right? I think that's another great point. So number one, make a sale first thing in the morning. 2, learn something new. So either read a book, read something, pop in a CD. But today, pop in a CD. Who has CD players? I don't know. But even companies that produce, hey, we're going to send you some CDs. It's all online these days, right? But learn something new, a podcast or something. Have this planned out that this is what your Mondays are. Going to make a sale, going to learn something new. I'm going to set at least 5 more appointments for the rest of the week. That's just the top 3. And then here's the other side of it. And this is what I always refer to, was the football analogy, right? No matter where the points are, it's the game isn't over. The game isn't decided until the final number ticks off, right? And that's what another point he makes here. He's like, work like hell all week. It's really easy to go, all right, well, I made my money this week. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to do this. Look, I am 100% for the let's celebrate and take our winnings and do something with it. My buddy Kevin, he likes to say when we go to the casino, we're going to gamble for a little while. When we're up, we take our winnings and we go and we have a nice meal, go see a good show, or something like that. And when you're losing, we just stay in the game. Till we go, all right, it's time to go home, right? But work like hell all week, and especially on Friday, or whatever day you call it, the end of the week for you here, right? Because here's the thing: the Friday is when you're setting up your Monday. It's you finish strong, you start strong, you finish strong, and that helps turn you back around the next week, right, and get you starting again. Let's see. Yeah. It goes here. Look, here's the essence of it. The secret to a great week is to use Monday as a springboard. And to be very honest with you guys, hey, none of us likes getting up this early in the morning, except Michelle. She loves getting up this early in the morning. But most people, when you look at what time I got to get up, because I got to get ready, got to fix my hair, solve that problem. I just shaved it off, Jonathan. But it's how do you get started on Monday morning? How do you make things work? How do you make your day go? Because now that we're dealing with cancer, like right now, Michelle's got to be heading over to League City here in a second, get her blood work done. Is we just get up and we just gotta go.
Yeah.
And when you start off, if you start slow, like some folks will go like, okay, well, I'm going to get it like yesterday, Sunday, Jonathan came over to the house. We had a whole bunch of friends over this weekend, and it's exhausting. And I love them all. It really is. But Sunday morning, I was there taking a nap, and after eating a big breakfast that we made way too much food. That's why we invited Jonathan and Megan over.
It was delicious.
But it was delicious, and we never get that kind of food around here. It's a once in a deal. We started joking about it being an Airbnb where we had some friends stay at the house behind us. We have a gate between it, and that this would be like the rec hall and the kitchen for the complex. But look, that there was a whole bunch of nothing being done. We watched 3 movies. We ate a whole bunch of food. We took some naps. And I got to tell you, I was ready to get up this morning. We're like, we got to get going, I know that there's a lot of folks. It's like, and trust me, sometimes we'll be like, okay, when everybody go home, yeah, all right, oh, okay, we gotta watch one more movie. Okay, we'll hang out one more time, one more movie. And then after everybody was gone, guess what, Jonathan? I did. I took another 30-minute nap and got up and worked for a few hours. Same thing with Michelle. We got some things knocked out, and I,
Mhm.
I guess I'm kind of all over a map here a little bit, but I'm just going to tell you this: that if you're going to be in sales, if you're going to do this business, if you're going to be successful, then this is where it starts. It starts with the things you put into your head. It starts into the things how you look at Monday morning. Is it a burden or is it a blessing? How quickly are we going to be able to get on the calls and start seeing things happen? You know, and we got the sales call coming up here at 9 as part of the daily coaching call, right? And I know a lot of people can get tired of going like, "Oh, it's a daily coaching call. Do I have to be on it every day?" Well, it's a bath. It's a brushing your teeth. It's kind of like that daily roundup. We don't go into offices. You can't call everybody together and go, "Hey, here we go. Look what we did." But um, there's just so much in our world that's set by the tone we start Mondays off. Now we recognize at this time that this is an early morning slot. We've been doing this for a while, and that we probably have a few people that have just gotten like they look at my text messages on Sunday and go like, no, okay, that means Mike, I'm gonna sleep in. But here's the thing: we're gonna change it up. We haven't firmly decided where what it's going to be, but it's going to be another format, another style. Because people get even workout routines. If you do the same workout routine over and over again, it's not good for your body. And so we're ready to change this thing up and find a different format and a different structure. Uh, Something about a happy hour. I don't know what time that means for you guys, but I know that Michelle and Megan kind of put some thoughts together because a lot of things. We all have things going on in life, and we do recognize that we have some newer folks on the West Coast, and I thought this was early. Yeah, you show up on the West Coast on this call. I'm really impressed. You're one of those early morning people by nature, or you're hungry, and that's what we're trying to figure out. Jonathan, how was your week last week, brother?
It was good. I did a lot of recruiting. My sales were pretty low, but it's all good. I Overall it was great, man. It's funny you mentioned about books because I was thinking that to myself about doing book reviews with the team. So
Well,
I think
I think it's always good to just take a moment and share something that you're gleaning. It could be from anything, podcast, books, but we just have not, in
hmm
my opinion, really dug into a good book in a while. And this is one I'm going to talk to Michelle about it. But this is one I think all our people that are out here running the business, trying to make things work. You know, there's a lot of different things in here, but it's just a good like reset on the fact that hey, we are in sales and this is what we do, and we know that this business is a relationship business, right?
hmm
It's built on relationships, but that's how every sale is done. You know, I think one of the biggest things I've garnered from this book is to make every conversation you're having with a potential client be very intentional in the words that you use and how you say it. And I think that's one of the things that we struggle with. We get somebody new going. It's like, here's some leads, go make some dials. Here's some scripts, go do it. And there's so many things that go into that phone script, that go into the nuance of what we're saying and how we're saying it.
hmm
Um, and I think everybody, like a shower, man, everybody needs a refresh every now and then. You never get too confident. Even I don't know about Michael Jordan. We watched his movie last night, Air, and I don't think it was him. The only picture you ever see of Michael Jordan in the movie is at the end. Every time he's in the movie, allegedly, it's like a silhouette, or it's he is like the camera cannot see his head, which I thought was really interesting. It's really about the story. But I think about, every pro team, every world class athlete still has trainers and still has people constantly working with them because we can't see everything all the time, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
years and years ago, what I learned, Jonathan, was that the books are how we get the coaches to talk to us, even if they're no longer with us.
Yep.
Like Zig Ziglar, Napoleon Hill. Those are all such legendary teachers that you can learn from what they wrote. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And another thing I was thinking too is like I think sometimes when we get into business or in sales, we tend to forget that it is a journey. You know,
Mm-hmm.
to get to have fun, right? So I think it's important. Like if you're showing up and doing and working, and like you said, getting up on Monday and like, hey, I got to get moving. There are going to be weeks that if you forget to enjoy it and you forget that it's a journey, you'll be upset. But you know what I mean?
Right.
The point is that you're getting up and you're working on something because that's what will always produce results. It just may not be like really fast sometimes. Sometimes it will be. It will be all of a sudden. But because there's a book called Pound the Stone by I think his name's Metcalf, Joshua Metcalf. And you just the essence of the book is like you don't you keep hitting the stone, you don't know which one's gonna crack it, you know.
Right.
Just enjoy doing it. Like find ways to have fun, it's your business, it's your life. As long as you're, like you said, getting moving, that's what matters. So that was a good reminder for me too. Um,
Oh, he's the one that did chop wood, carry water, didn't he?
I don't know. No idea.
All right. Well,
You can look
that
it
was a
up.
setup. That's why
That's
I'm looking
a
at.
good
I'm looking
book.
them up on Amazon, and I'm like, oh,
It's
okay,
a
I
good
got
book
it.
too. Yeah.
He's got some good, good,
But
good, good phrases there.
yeah, it's a journey, right? So enjoy it. If you're always further along than you were yesterday, you know?
Yep. You got to get better.
So,
You know what? And if you don't think you're getting better, you're probably ready to get better. That's why I look at it.
yeah.
And listen to the mentors. I think yeah, I encourage that for everybody to just listen to the mentorship, figure out what it is that you're ready to listen to today, and ask questions. I think one of the things that me and Fitz chuckle about all the time, and we can chuckle about it now because we spent years where I got it wrong, you know, where I'd ask Fitz, things like, well, you know, what are you doing? What are you reading? What are and he'd be like, look, it's that's a great question, but I'm in a different place. A good question, a better question is, what should I be reading? Right. You know, and the other side of it is when you come to for asking for advice, it's really about, we all have a tendency, we've all heard this, right? Don't just come to me with problems, come to me with solutions, right?
Hmm.
And I really think our business is a little bit different than that. Right? It's like, bring your problems and then say, can you help me find a solution, versus this is what I'm thinking about doing, or da 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 da, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, what do you think? And if you ever hear Fitz say it, this is the funniest thing to me, and I'll say it too. Well, sounds like a good idea. That means you weren't asking for my advice, you're asking for confirmation of your advice. And I know that once convinced, you're wanting to do that anyway. Now, if you ask me if it's a good idea, is it a good? What do I think? I think it's a good idea. I think you should roll with it, right? Because you've already convinced yourself. In other words, you've already got that momentum towards it. Movement is important, right? But now, if you said, I've been having struggles with this, what can you recommend? How can I improve? Well, now that's a true question of advice, right? That's a true question of, you know, um, really kind of helped guide me. And I think in our business, that's ultimately the right path for us. You know, some people may call it being humble. I would call it just being open for people to guide, you know? And look, we all know some days we're more open than others to be guided, right? And so find the ways to find those moments to be open, and then do it. I think some of the best respect we can have for our mentors is to not only you know ask for advice, listen to the advice, but then to also go out and do it. 99.9% of the time, it's because it comes from their experience. And when I say that, it's either going to be the good experience that they tried something and it worked, or their bad experience. They've tried it and they know it and it didn't work, right? You know, it's kind of like, to be truly prosperous with this business, I think, Jonathan, and is that, you have to be open to go beyond and transcend time and lessons, and let others keep you away from the bad things and on the right path. It's, you go, well, I've been doing this for 35 years and I think I got my own path. Great. That's the time. In your early years, now don't matter to me, it doesn't matter where your experience is, but in your early years with any new company, with any new venture, you got to just kind of walk up with your palms up, hands open, and saying, I'm going to do this thing. Man, that's a lot for me.
Yep.
There you go. People come from corporate management wanted us to approach them with possible solutions. We have to unlearn this and ask for help. Exactly right. And to me, that's the thing that, if we can unteach people, it is just that. I think I'm gonna try. I'm gonna drop that probably on the call at 9 o'clock. I'm gonna interject myself into one question, Sonia.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, our great agent Sonia said this, but it's true. I grew up 100% in corporate America.
Right.
And I'm an IT, so I am a natural problem solver, right? So I get it, but here in this world, you're exposed, you're open, and I don't know if you've seen the movie Air, but just when the guy figures out that Jordan's really the guy for them, for Nike, and I look at that and I'm just like, that that moment when he realizes that that in that one video, he's like, this is the guy. Everybody gets riled up and lined up against it, and then they go through and they start busting all the corporate rules. Even though Nike started off with Phil Knight selling shoes out the back of the trunk of his car, right? And even at that point in the 80s, it was like, to me, it's almost ridiculous what where they were in the industry. But then I think about just the passion that said, no, we're going to break through this, and what I enjoyed about that is watching all the other guys finally see that Sonny was on the right path and start just unlearning their corporatisms, because they really were. I mean, you look at some of the things, they really were. But then the best guy in the whole world, I'm going to I forget his name now, but it's that one, I call it the guy in the shop, the guy who built the shoe. He had a vision for this perfect shoe when they came down and asked him, and I'm like, that's that eccentric dude that is always talking about things, that had the one right idea, and today it's insane that Michael Jordan gets like over 400 million a year in check, just, we call it like, mailbox money, it's insane. That's a ridiculous amount of money.
It really is.
But you know what? His mom said, this is what we need to do, and just was willing to stick her guns there. And I don't know, I'm kind of wandering a little bit on it, but that story is where they were so constrained by the corporate stuff, trying to solve problems, but still working within parameters. And I'm going to say we're much like the story in that we have no parameters unless you put them on yourself. If you're willing to bet it all and really go full tilt and do the big things we got to do here, that's what we got to do. And it's that time, man. I'm hoping we're going to change this call up. Thank you for being on this call so early in the morning. Trust me, we all get up in the morning going like, just Monday. Ugh. But you know what? I'm going to be in a great mood the rest of the day. I'm going to be fired up about the rest of the day. We'll see everybody at the call at 9:00.
Okay. Talk to you soon. Have a good week.
Daily Coach Call. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.